Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Carrie Pannoni, and I work for the Maryland Business Roundtable for Education. I'm the Next Generation Scholars Program Coordinator at Fort Hill High School in Allegheny County, and I'm super excited to welcome you today to our summer workshop called Adulting 101 Laundry. So I have some special guests here. I'll let them introduce themselves. And we'll get started we've started the recording, and if you would, please just keep your mic off and turn your camera on so you can join us for the workshop today. Thank you again. And I guess I should say that my special guests are from the University of Maryland Extension Office at 4-H, at our local Allegheny County Program Office. And Jessica and Lacey, if you would, thank you for joining us. You want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Jessica Mellon. I'm a 4-H educator here in Allegheny County. You might have seen me before. I did the first Adulting 101 session on table setting and etiquette.
Hi, my name's Lacey Ashby. I'm also a 4-H educator in Allegheny County. This is my first session helping with today for laundry, and then I'll be helping with the sewing one on Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. So I guess we'll get started. Should I share the PowerPoint?
Yes, please.
All right. Let me do that. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully everyone can see Laundry Adulting 101 on their screen right now.
Perfect.
And we've done the introductions. We're going to have go ahead, Jessica.
That's okay. I was just going to say, we'll do our introductions, which we already have, and many of you, you've put in your name and your school, your county. You've put in some career plans or some college plans. If you could just add one more thing to the chat for us, please. What I'd like for you to add is share one piece of clothing that has been destroyed in the laundry and describe what happened, just if you wouldn't mind. So today we'll be working on laundry. Laundry is pretty simple. We'll give you the quick and dirty version of it. That was a joke because, you know, laundry's dirty. But the purpose of learning how to do your laundry is that it saves your clothes. Your clothes last longer. It saves you money so that you're not replacing your clothes all of the time. And then, of course, it also makes you smell better so that you don't stink from stinky, dirty clothes. So if you wouldn't mind putting a piece of clothing in the chat box that has been destroyed by laundry, and tell us a little bit of what happened to that poor piece of clothing. Jordan had a shirt shrink. Anybody else? Poor Will. Red clothes bleeding onto white clothes. Pink? Do you wear a lot of pink now, Will? Drew has never had anything bad happen in laundry? Well, Drew, who does laundry in your house? Alexis has never had anything bad? We have tons of laundry casualties in my house. When Savannah and Kayla, same here, that means nothing bad has happened in your laundry? You all have professionals. Towel fuzz on everything. Yeah, that is bad. Oh, have you ever washed a tissue? That's always a disaster. No. Andrew has had none. Have you ever washed a pen? Have you put pants in your pants in the washer and dryer and you have pen ink everywhere? No? Nobody has any laundry problems? Well, maybe you should be doing this. Okay, good. Jordan has at least had a pen explode. Here's something else that's happened in our house. We have a lot of gray, but it turns out if you put the gray clothes in with the white and use bleach, gray turns pink. So if you ever need something pink, just bleach your gray things. All right, well, thank you for sharing your laundry catastrophes, although there really weren't that many. I'm kind of impressed in the chat box. So, okay, Lacey, can we hop over to you for our housekeeping, which Mrs. Pannoni has gone over a few times anyway, but.
Yes, yep. So just to make sure, you know, our microphones are off, our cameras are on, so we can see each other and get to know each other better. And any questions you have, we can go in the chat, and Jessica, Carrie, and I will all be trying to keep track of the chat, and whatever questions you have, we can address them throughout if they apply, or at the end, either one. So we're going to go through a few things today. We're going to have a brief little materials race activity. We're going to do some demos. We're going to talk about sorting, treating, tips on washing and stain removal, even down to dryers and folding. So we're going to cover a good bit that hopefully you can use in the next few days to a week and on with the rest of your lives too.
I think we might be ready for our materials race.
Oh, okay. Great. Great. Materials race. Here we go. Do you want me to go to the next slide?
Yes.
Ready.
So,
All right.
we're going to spend a few minutes, if everybody can leave their computer, and we're going to look for one white item in it could be clean or dirty, one white item, something dark, something bright, like a bright color, and then something light, like a light color or pastel. So if everybody can jump from their computer and go find those 4 items of clothing, whether it's clean or dirty.
White, bright, dark, light. Just keep repeating it to yourself so that you don't forget. We get to go along with infinite. I think that's infinite.
All right. They're ready, set, go, right?
Yipper.
All right.
White,
So
bright,
everyone-
dark, light. Oh, Jordan, speedy today.
all right. I'll bring it back so we can see everyone getting their items. Running and getting laundry.
What do you mean by bright?
What's that?
Be like the reds, the neon colors,
Oh.
anything that's a very vibrant color.
Yeah, red will work.
I see Jordan is already back. Jordan, have you ever done laundry before? No. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, maybe
hopefully
we
this-
should do I never
useful.
thought of this, but we should have did a poll to see.
Yeah.
So maybe they
Well, we
can, while we're waiting on everyone to get back, once you get back with your items, how about you put in the chat if you've ever done laundry before?
Will has done laundry. Andrew, okay.
All right.
So Will, are you the one who turned everything pink, or was that someone else? Uh-oh.
Andrew has.
Oh, we have a lot. Jesse, excellent. Alexis has not.
Alexis has not done it. And Jordan said you have not, right? Yeah.
KK,
Awesome.
have you ever done anything in the laundry?
All right. So everyone have their items ready? Oh, Savannah. We're waiting on Savannah, right? There she comes.
I see Andrew's clothes.
All right.
Peyton has done laundry. Okay.
So you
Good.
said light, bright, and dark.
Dark
Yeah,
and a
dark.
white.
And a white item.
Okay.
All right.
I combined dark and white with this dual tone jacket.
Oh,
Nice. That works. That's a good one because it's tricky when you have items that are multicolored.
true.
I'm sure we'll discuss that. All right. So Infinite, have you done laundry before?
I have not.
Have not. All right.
Hopefully we'll learn something today then.
All right. This is awesome.
It's looking like most folks are back.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So this leads us to our first step in doing laundry. The first step in doing laundry is sorting your clothes. So sorting by color is just one way to sort. And this idea of light, bright, dark, white is one way that you could sort your clothes. So hold up your white. Okay, everybody has something white. So somebody can put into the chat box or just unmute yourself. Why would you wash your whites all by themselves? We've got some very nice white clothes.
Yeah,
Because you don't want them to get stained.
that's
Excellent.
That's right.
So
So
they
that's
don't
one
change.
good reason.
Yes, absolutely. Jordan said so they don't change color. I wasn't sure who said so they don't stain, but yes, your whites are very bleak. Yes, you raise another good point. So your whites, of course, very easily absorb the other colors, which we have those in our other categories. But the second reason is if you'd like, you can, when you wash only your whites by themselves, you can add a little bit of bleach to the washing water and it will take out any stains and get them brighter. So that is, nice job. You know why you wash your whites by themselves. Okay, why would you separate your brights and your lights? So you have something very bright and vibrant, and then you have your lighter colors. Why would you separate these two into piles and wash them separately?
So the colors don't mix.
Absolutely. The brights bleed into the light colors and also the fuzz. I believe that was Infinite who said so the colors don't mix. Absolutely. Okay, now let's talk truthfully. So when we tell you about laundry today, we're going to be telling you about like the gold standard of laundry. But the reality of doing laundry is that everyone does it differently depending on their family needs, depending on how much laundry there is. And so at times, you might combine some of these different color categories. So if you had to combine two of our 4 categories, which would you combine to wash together? If it was 11:30 at night, you do not feel like doing 4 loads of laundry and you just wanted to do 3 loads of laundry, which colors would you? Dark and bright. I would agree, because the brights, if they bleed, they're going on to the darks. The darks, if they bleed, well, it's only going to make the brights a little bit duller. Okay. If you were going to combine 2 other piles, because it is 11:30 at night and you just cannot do that many loads of laundry, what else would you combine? Jordan says the light and the white. Yes. So light and the white can be combined. Now, if you do combine, do not use bleach. That's what always happens at our house. The grays end up going with the whites, and then we add the bleach, and the bleach turns the grays to pink. So in our house, we typically do, my husband does the laundry and he really likes bleach. So we typically sort ours with whites and everything else. But that's just our family. We do a lot of laundry and we do not have time to separate everything.
What do you use bleach for?
He likes the way that it makes them, I think he likes the way that it makes them smell, and it also does get stains out. We have a lot of messy, dirty people in our house, and I mean that in a nice way. And at times stinky because a lot of sports go on. So the bleach helps with that. He just feels like everything is much cleaner. He's a bleach guy. But so sorting by colors is the way that most people sort, but it's not the only way you can sort your laundry. You can also sort your laundry by soil level, like how dirty things are. If you have, so that's, we do that too. After a very, 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 very muddy soccer game, all of the muddy soccer clothes get washed separate from the rest of our clothes, because that dirt will release into the washing water and go on your other things. Another way that people sort their laundry is they sort their delicates away from the other things. So for example, if you have those shirts that dry quickly, the quick dry shirts, sometimes they're very thin and they snag so easily. So you might wash all of those together. So that's, if you have like really nice dress clothes that aren't dry clean only, which that's dry clean only means do not put it in your washing machine. But if you have some nicer clothes, you might wash them separately as delicates. So color isn't the only way to sort clothes, but it's the most common way. And then every once in a while, when there's something unusual like super dirty clothes, super delicate clothes, you might just pull those separately and wash a small load of those. Okay. So
And if
now
I could also add in, Jessica, so bleach for people that like their whites very, very white. Bleach can also help with that. And also depending on like your water, some people have, I think it's like iron in the water. So like it turns your bathtub that orange color. When you do your laundry in that water, your whites are going to naturally leave that bright white color. So if you have iron in your water, the bleach can kind of help keep your whites whiter.
Very good. Thank you. So once you've got, so your first step in laundry is sorting it. And then before you wash, step number 2 is treating your stains. So as I said, depending on how old you are, how messy you are, how active you are, you might have different levels of stains. So some people probably treat stains very rarely because they're just neat and tidy people. At our house, we have stains all of the time. So at least in our house, we put anything that's stained, I don't even put in the laundry basket. I put it in a separate pile so that it's like, wait a minute, slow down, we gotta stain it, or we got to treat it. So with stains, you just use a stain remover. There are lots of different stain removers. You can go down the laundry aisle and pick out the one to your heart's delight. Let's see, what do we like in our house? In our house, we like Greased Lightning, just one of those things. But there are many different types of stain removers. And with a stain remover, you're gonna wanna follow the directions on the back. Every stain remover has different directions. When you're doing your stains, it's called pre-treating the stains. Make sure that you follow the directions for the amount of time. Some stain removers, if you do not, like, say I treated my stains at night and then I got really busy and decided not to do laundry until 2 days later, they can take the color out. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. So whatever stain remover you choose to use, make sure you read the directions on the back. They'll always have directions. Also, this is a trick about stains. Okay, so if you have a stained garment, so let's say that this garment is stained, which it usually is. We treat it with our stain remover, then we go to wash it. So I know in my brain that my orangish red shirt has a stain on it. Before I transfer from the washer to the dryer, I look for my red shirt and I do not put it in the dryer. I hang it up, on the doorknob above the door. I lay it flat and I let it air dry, because if once I dry an item with a stain in it, the stain sets. There's no way for me to get it out. So anything that you have that's stained, that you use a stain treatment on, don't just automatically put it from washer to dryer. Let it air dry, because and you also have to, you can't just like look at it when it's wet, because fabric is darker when it's wet. So you have to let it air dry, see if the stain has come out. If it has, well then put it back in your closet. If it has not, try again. Okay, Lacey has some stain hacks.
Yes. So a few other suggestions. When you see it happen, if you're wearing it when it happens, certainly anything you can wash out in the moment is less you have to get out later. So the quickest treatment from when it hits your fabric is obviously the best and the most odds of getting it all out. Some stains you can soak in cold water for 15, 20 minutes, and that brings a little bit out, and then you can use another spray stains treatment. The only thing, don't let it soak in cold water for too long, because obviously if you leave a t-shirt in water for a day and a half, your colors are going to weep out of your shirt into the water. So don't let them soak that long. A few other easy suggestions would be anything to, like, my family loves bacon. So any kind of like fryer or French fries, fryer grease, or my husband works on cars and tractors. So oil grease, if he has all those grease spots all over. So if you put baking powder, baby powder on those, because it's like a starchy, it pulls the grease up out of the fabric. And so if you just sprinkle that on, let it sit for a little bit, and then wash it and then check it. Sometimes it needs a second treatment, but for the most part, that brings a lot of those little just kind of faint grease stains out. Gum, you can rub ice cubes on. I have not personally had that issue yet. I've only had it in my children's hair, but rubbing ice cubes on the gum, which it would solidify it enough that you can then pull it away from the fibers of your t-shirt. Any kind of like ketchup, mustard, anything bulky, chocolate, like scrape what you can off first, because certainly if you can scrape it off or pre-rinse it, you're getting the majority of it off, and then you can do your regular treatment to get it through the actual fibers of your t-shirt. Dish soap can also work well. If you don't have a stain, like an over-the-counter stain treatment, you can use dish soap a lot of times, and it'll help bring out some stains. And I think there's a lot of other, hacks you can find on the internet, but those are kind of the ones that typically cover all my stains.
So next, so we've sorted our clothes, we've treated any stains, we've pre-treated any stains, it's time to wash. So what I'd like for you to do, I'd like for you to, in your labels, now a lot of times the washing and drying instructions aren't on the main label in the neck, a lot of times they're on the side. So find your labels inside your clothes and take a look at the directions. So here I have a machine wash cold, and it tells me which cycle. I have, what do I have on this one? Another machine wash cold, a do not bleach. So take a look and find each garment should have washing instructions on it. And then also, it usually has it in both words and symbols. Now, we talked about teaching you what all of the different symbols mean, but there are like 300 of them. And most of the time, it tells you in words. So if you find a garment that does not tell you in symbols how it should be, or if it only tells you in symbols, you can use the internet. But in general, you can just use the words. So I'd like for people to find, if you have it, because we have 4 random pieces of clothing, so you may not have one in every category, but find something that says wash in cold water. And when you found something that says wash in cold water, hold it up, please.
All right, wash in cold water.
Oh, okay. We've got a yellow shirt with a number 4 on it. What else was getting washed in cold water?
Don't you feel like colors a lot of times ask you to wash in cold water?
Now, Mrs. Pannoni, don't give away all of our answers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Have something they wash in cold water? I have a couple washing cold waters. Okay. All right. There's Kayla's washing cold water. So here's my
it's
washing
Savannah. Savannah.
Oh, I thought that was Kate.
Well, they share. So, but it's Savannah.
You're Savannah? I'm sorry. Okay. Everybody calls you Kayla. I thought I was there for that part of the conversation. I just thought I was doing it correctly. Sorry, Savannah. Okay. So here's a cold water. Here's a cold water. Oh, Andrew has a couple of cold waters. Here's a cold water. So why might all of these things say wash in cold water? Why would we do that?
So the color of the clothing doesn't like fade?
Yes. So cold water, you're less likely to fade your colors. And so a lot of your colored things will be washed in cold water. Also, Infinite said he has a big coat that says hand wash only. Is it puffy on the inside?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so why would you want to hand wash that instead of putting it in your washing machine?
So the washing machine doesn't tear up the interior of the coat.
Good job, you got it. Okay, so
and it's also those puffy ones. If you've ever noticed, washing machines spin very fast during their spin cycle, trying to halfway wring them out for you, and all that puffy padding. Right now it's evenly spread, whereas in that washing machine and spin cycle really hard, it'll push all your padding to like the corners. So your coat's all lumpy then.
Yeah.
Very nice. You are a guru. Okay, how about find something that says no bleach, please.
I don't think I have anything like that.
You're lucky. Check your label. Something that says no bleach. Oh, we've got a couple of things. All right. Great. Here's my no bleach. So why would this say no bleach? Non-chlorine bleach. Interesting. They do make different types of bleach, like the Color Safe.
Is bleach when needed close enough?
Say that again.
Is bleach when needed close enough?
Oh, bleach when needed. That actually allows you to use bleach if it's super dirty. We're looking for a no bleach.
Okay.
Will, did you find a no bleach item?
This is a no bleach item.
Oh, great, great,
So why
awesome.
would these be no bleach items?
Maybe because it has black on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So your colors, of course, are going to be no bleach. Also, bleach is hard on fabrics. So if it's a delicate fabric, that's of course something that you would not want to bleach. One more thing. I mean, we could play this game all day, but since we have other things to do, can you find something that says wash inside out? That's another common suggestion. Wash inside out, and I'll show you mine. For anybody who is a wash inside out, why might you have to wash something inside?
The closest I could find was non-chlorine bleach.
Okay, still non-chlorine bleach again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So a lot of
That's
times
my
you're
like jersey. It's jersey.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Nice. Yeah, jerseys are sometimes have special instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you don't dry those so that the number gets stuck. But so for our wash inside out, jeans are typically wash inside out. Most of the color on jeans is on the outside, and so if you wash them inside out, it preserves their color longer. But
Does this count?
sorry?
The jean jacket does it count?
Yes. Okay. So why would you wash that inside out? Do you think?
So the buttons don't fall off?
Absolutely. It
Ooh, what
protects
a
the
button
buttons.
on it.
And it also protects the other clothes from your buttons. So, and Jordan asked, what does tumble dry? That's going to be when we get to the drying, but tumble dry just means you can put it in the dryer. You don't have to hang it up or lay it flat to dry. Some types of clothing you have to lay it flat or hang it. Can't be in the dryer. So Lacey has some other quick tips on the washing part of washing clothes.
Yes. So when we say about washing inside out, a few more reasons to do that. So for example, like this has a lot of glitter on it. If you can see it with Disney Belle dress with glitter all over. The glitter will stay longer if I wash it inside out, because when you think of all your clothes rubbing together in the washing machine, like this is going to rub the glitter off. Whereas if this is inside out, it's just rubbing plain fabric. So the glitter is not taking the abrasion, washing around with each other. So that would be one example of why to wash it inside out. Another thing is like t-shirts where you can feel the heavy paint decals kind of on it. If you wash them inside out, they will stay vibrant longer. Now, if you're into the worn out logo look, wash it right side out and it'll over time scuff that paint right off. But if you do want to preserve it, it'll last longer inside out. Another thing is, as Jessica mentioned at the beginning, empty your pockets. So not only can it be, like candy in there, coins, any kind of like pocket knives have come apart in our washing machine before. Bobby pins can get down. If you leave those in your pocket, it can get down into the bin and mess your washing machine up. So always empty your pockets. Pens are, an idea. Your receipts, you might want your receipts, and obviously they do not survive the washing machine. So they're just disintegrated, not to mention you have all the little pieces all over the place. Money typically amazingly survives. Money is a very strong paper, but you don't want to put it through your washing machine. Another thing to do is unroll your socks. If you wash your socks inside out, the part you're only washing where your foot was on the inside, not the outside. So like my kids, if they're down in the mud and they decide to take their shoes off and walk in the mud in socks and then take them off inside out, by the time they go through the wash machine, that whole sock is still full of mud because it's not washing the inside of the sock, it's only washing the outside. If they're outside with pants on and then they get hot and roll them up, your wash machine isn't going to unfold this, it's only going to wash the outside. So you have to unroll your cuffs in order to actually wash all this. And this could be the same for like button-up shirts or anything else you might roll up. Don't let them sit in the wash machine too long for a couple reasons. So when it's in there, the door is shut. There's essentially no air really in there. So if you let them sit a long time, that fresh smell goes away because it's just turning into moist, stagnant air. So it can make you're washing them to make them smell better. But if they've sat in there and got kind of a funky smell, that all is not going to go away in the dryer, and you're going to be forced to rewash them, not really saving yourself any time. The other thing is leaving wet clothes in the wash machine where they can't get any air can also, if you let them in there long enough, they can grow mold onto the fabric. And once mold's really on your fabric, it's not going to come out. So it's worth getting them in the dryer and getting them dry as fast as possible so you don't risk ruining your clothes. And then the other thing, so we talked about zippers. So like this is a big exterior zipper. You can wash it zipped up. It will probably last unless it's a high spin cycle. The other thing though, when you think about sorting, like if I were to throw this in with, I forget what fabric you called them, Jessica, the dry fit stuff, like just the teeth on this decorative zipper will snag other softer fabrics. So things like this, you just want to put them in, and, with blue jeans, they're not going to stain or snag. But easier fabrics, they're going to snag. So you do want to make sure, even if they're light colors, you keep them separate to try to preserve your other fabrics. Or even sweaters. So if you have like loose knit sweaters, this zipper is going to snag this sweater like crazy in the wash machine because it's going to be rubbing against each other.
Those are all great tips. We're kind of running over a bit. It's 2:35, so I guess what's next, ladies? I know you have a couple more things.
Why don't we can skip over the settings on the washer, or maybe Lacey could just show one, and then we'll hop into just a couple quick things on dryers, and then we can either keep folding or skip folding because we are running a bit out of time.
Yeah. So while they flip through that, the biggest thing on wash machine settings is every wash machine is so different based on the make, the model, the year. But basically, you're going to kind of categorize it with your items. And this is like a lot of things in life. The more you do it, the better you can make those judgment calls. So as you learn, look at your labels. Eventually, you won't need to look at labels because you'll recognize the fabric type, know exactly what it needs to go in on as far as temperature of the water, whether it's a high spin cycle, low spin cycle, things like that. And there's certainly always the owner's manual if you have it available.
Just two general rules of thumb: bright colors and dark colors, cold, and the hotter the water, the more energy you use. So if you're trying to be earth conscious and also electricity bill conscious, if we think back to last week's budgeting, hot water uses more energy and uses more electricity. So, caring for the earth, caring for your budget. In our house, we typically wash cold unless unless we're trying to like disinfect something, and that's usually the only time we wash hot.
All right, so some tips on drying clothes. Again, dryers are a little more generic in their settings, but they have a lot of preset options based on your fabrics, or you can switch it to typically manual mode in order to choose how long you want it to run and what temperature you want it to run. So typically a middle of the road is the safest option for your clothing if you're not sure. High heat will get things drier faster. However, for things like with the heavy paint, you risk melting this part. Sweaters, you risk shrinking things if you run it on high heat. Whereas like towels, they're not going to shrink that much. Run them on high heat and you get done faster. But then the other things you want on a lower temperature if you don't want to completely avoid shrinkage, but it will take longer to run on a low heat. Some other things, the wool balls that are out on the market now, those are to help reduce your wrinkles, reduce your drying time. Dryer sheets are great to kind of keep away the static. It's nothing like pulling sweaters out of the dryer and they're sticking to everything because of all the static. So dryer sheets are really handy. If you get them out of the dryer right away, as soon as it dings off, which we all strive to do and not necessarily succeed, but your clothes will come out wrinkle-free and then you can fold them and put them away. The longer they sit in that dryer after it's run its cycle, they do get wrinkled. So then you're either forced to iron or re-dry or have wrinkly clothing when you go out.
Also, never put a wool sweater in a dryer. It will not look anything like it originally started as.
And don't forget, most every dryer has a little vent that you pull out to get the extra lint out. In the ideal perfect world, do that after every load. I don't always remember, but at least do it every couple loads, because all that fuzz right there that she's taking off, when you think about the function of a dryer, it's sucking, the air has to pass through that vent. And if it's clogged up, your dryer's not being as efficient. So it's going to take longer to dry, all because this lint is blocking the airflow to dry your clothes.
And also, if you're the camping type, you can use these to make fire starters, because not only does it reduce the efficiency of your dryer, it also becomes a fire hazard. This is flammable. So this is very, very, very important that you remove this. Good one, Lucy.
Yeah.
So ladies, would you like to skip the folding since we kind of ran over, and we can send any information with them? Does anyone have any questions? I know at this time we have the survey, which I'm going to try to, it's on your screen right now, and I will put the link in the chat. But if you hold your phone right up, if you have an iPhone, you can take a picture of this code on the screen, the QR code, and you can take the survey. We want your feedback, and I've been really enjoying getting all the tips and all the ideas for future workshops, and it's been great, your feedback on the workshop. So make sure you take that. That helps us plan ahead and do better the next time we do these workshops. And let me get out and I'll see if I can pull up put that in the chat. So, ladies, do you have anything to wrap up while I'm doing that?
Nope. Just, the goal of laundry is that it keeps your clothes nice for longer, but just remember that everybody does it differently. There's no real right or wrong way. So after this, you don't need to lecture your families about all the things that they're doing wrong. It's just, every family is different.
Yes, and these were just kind of ideal ways to do it, because it'll make your clothes last longer. But they'll most likely, hopefully, still survive even if you don't get it quite right the first time. The more you do it, the more you just get in practice of judgment calls.
Yeah, this shirt. So this is what's funny. So I got this shirt out today and I read the label for the first time in my life, and it says machine wash cold. Well, we usually do that. Gentle cycle, yeah. Non-chlorine bleach when needed. Lay flat to dry. This has never laid flat to dry. It goes in the dryer every single time. And maybe that's why it's a little bit fuzzy looking, but you know what? It's still fine. So, one of those things.
Awesome. So hopefully everyone learned some new tips and tricks with their laundry, and you can help out your families right now with these newfound skills. If you already have done wash or laundry before, maybe maybe you learned something that you didn't know, and maybe this will help you be better prepared for when you're out on your own. A lot of college students get to college. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, and they don't know how to do laundry. So you guys already know, and we're going to send you a follow-up email with some information from our workshop today. And I just want to remind you of two things. Join us again on Thursday for sewing. Just because you know now how to clean your clothes, I'm sure lots of you have had opportunities where you've ripped your clothes or a button fell off. We're going to help with tips on how to fix your clothes with sewing tips and tricks. Lacey will be back again on Thursday to help us with that. And I just want to thank Jessica and Lacey and our partners at 4-H to, for all their help with the workshop today. Send a thank you in the chat for them. And also remember, while you're writing a thank you in the chat, I'll tell you, our MBRT has a wonderful app, and it's everything college and career to help you with your future, deciding maybe where you want to go. I know some of the students listed in the chat earlier, some of their interests in college and career. So definitely check out that Way to Be app. It's free and it's available on Android and Apple devices. So look out for that recap email, and we'll see you guys again on Thursday. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to take the survey if you didn't have a chance to just now. Thank you. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you.
See ya. Thanks for joining us.